Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I am Trill Will LDBC or nothing. Welcome to my live stream. Come on in. Pull up a chair. Three things I ask when I go live. Number one, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I create content on this channel. Number two, make sure you smash that like button so you can help push this video into the algorithm so more eyes can see it. And number three, donate to the channel. Your donations are greatly, greatly appreciated. Joe Townsend, what's up with it, Brody? Yeah. Joe, I got something for you, my boy. Jesse, what's up, Brody? Joe, get this book if you ain't already got it. Get this book. We're going to be covering it. I'm going to be covering it starting today. We're starting with chapter 1, Earth, Wind, and America. This is what your donations get. I didn't know Trump was an informant either, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, though, Joe. Pam, how you doing, Queen? I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, Joe. I got on here because I already told everybody as soon as I get this book, as soon as I got this book, I'm going to be reading it. Robert, how you doing today, man? What's up, Freedom's March? What's good, Brody? Shelton, shut your ass up. Okay. Hoo-wee. Boy, when I tell y'all my eyes and my mind, the mind eye was greatly opened when I read this book. When I started reading this book. Anyway, I'm on chapter 1. Chapter 1 is Earth, Wind, and America. And, whoo. All right. Okay. Let me get started. Chapter 1 talks about the discovery, and I use this term very, very loosely. Very, very loosely. Very, 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 very loosely. It's talking about the discovery of America in 1608. In 1608. Boy, when I tell you, I'm going to give y'all the condensed version of this. I'm going to give y'all the condensed version. It was talking about how, let's see. And again, I am going to be making reference to Black as Fuck History, the unwhitewashed version of the story of America by Michael Harriot. Hey, Shelton. Oh, it's worse than we thought. It's worse than we thought. It's worse than we thought. Shelton, did you know? I'm gonna start off by asking a series of questions. Of the first settlers in the United States, of those people, how many of them knew how to farm? What's up, Brayden? How you doing, man? How many of them knew how to farm? Shelton, you were right. 0. So, question, and then like I'm gonna context this. I'm gonna context this as beating the shit out of white supremacist bullshit lies, right? If you are the supreme people, wouldn't you know how to farm? If you are the supreme being on this earth, like these races love to say, they love to say, oh well, we're supreme. White supremacy. Oh, I'm a white supremacist. White supremacy is that white people are the DNA of the world. They invented and they did everything. Okay. How? Okay. It's probably an accident, Tommy, unless you said something stupid. Okay. All right. Y'all hear me out. All right. Let's see. This is on page 14 of this book. So, the true origin of America is intriguing. Let me start over. The true origin of the story of America is intriguing even without embellishment, a tale that includes cannibalism, cross-country adventures, and the type of brazen incompetency that almost doomed this experiment in thievery. Okay. I want to go. By the late 16th century, England and Spain were beefing over the version of Christianity, which version of Christianity was best when James the First ascended to the throne of England in 1603. James, a Protestant, was intent on thwarting Catholic-aligned Spanish global domination by getting in on the rapidly growing colonizing industry. In 1534, the English Parliament declared that the country had no superior under God other than the British King Henry VIII, who had split with the Catholic Church so he could marry his side piece. So while the Catholic Church had served as an early investor of Spain, Portugal, and the other white empires, Britain didn't have access to the church's seed money. Without the colonizers' version of the Shark Tank, the arrogant members of the British elite did not fret. The other countries may have had a head start, but the English were not burdened by faith or religion. They were free to colonize in the name of a superior higher power, cash money. Hey, yeah, order that book, Joe. Don't worry, you're gonna see why, and then we can follow along because I ordered it on Amazon. To be fair, the only reason they failed was because of disease, lack of food, and lack of navigational skills. I skip. My bad. When Queen Elizabeth I granted the charters to colonize the North American territories unclaimed by Christians, the first 4 attempts failed. To be fair, the only reason they failed was because of disease, lack of food, lack of navigational skills, and the inability to convince the natives of the English superiority. No one knows what happened in the 4th attempt, aptly named the Lost Colony of Roanoke. But the English kept trying. They truly believed they were going to find the Garden of Eden with trees dripping diamonds and streams filled with gold. There was no way they could leave all those untold riches to people who lived on the land. They had to have it. Stop right there. Peter Quill, you're a fucking weirdo. Mario, what's up with it, Brody? For those just joining, I am reading subtext from this book, Black as Fuck History. The Unwhitewashed Story of America. I'm quite proud. Y'all can tell by my giddiness how excited I am to read this shit. It would be so easy to upend the story of America's founding by turning these colonizers into villains. However, the men who hopped on the Susan Constant, Discovery, and Godspeed, the 3 ships chartered by King James Joint Stock Virginia Company of London, were too incompetent to be characterized as evil. Although they had never mined, farmed, or built anything in their home country, these clowns were still confident that they could sail across the ocean, conquer an entire continent sight unseen. Of all the conquering cultures in the world, the English was perhaps the least qualified colonizers. But to their credit, they were gifted in the area of cockiness, if nothing else. Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like, Sheldon? That sounds like America right now. Mediocre, unqualified, and cocky as hell. Boy, this book right here is going to hit these races in the chest. They're not going to like this. I don't give a fuck. Of all the conquering cultures in the world, the English were perhaps the least qualified colonizers, but to their credit, they were gifted in the area of cockiness, if nothing else. Aside from securing the rights of Virginia's gold, silver, and copper mines, the first charter of Virginia charged the colonizers with propagating a Christian religion to such people as yet live in darkness and miserable ignorance of the true knowledge and worship of God, and to bring the infidels and savages living in those parts to human civility. In other words, they were going to rob these people of their land, culture, and history. But in exchange for an entire civilization, the Brits would introduce the natives to white church music and hats with buckles. Seems like a fair trade-off, no? Yikes. Kind of sounds like the Aryan Brotherhood, doesn't it? Always in the name of God. Like, when you don't atone for the shit that you keep doing over and over, you're bound to repeat it, right? Trump is just a rewriting of Reagan. Reagan is a rewrite of Nixon. Nixon of Jackson. Jackson of insert racist white slave owner name who claimed to be of God. Yep, the Ku Klux Klan. Sheldon, you're right. Aside from securing the rights of Virginia's gold, silver, and copper mines. Okay, never mind. I read that all right. On April 26, 1607, the 104 English barbarians arrived at the gates of dang, I forgot how to say it. Senecomica. Yeah, Senecomica. My bad. Senecomica, a territory in modern-day Western Virginia occupied by 31 individually governed tribes. Because they lacked the basic geography fluency and had an enormous amount of hubris, the whites considered the entire east coast of America from Canada to Florida to be Virginia and declared it their own, ignoring the fact that there was an entire functioning civilization here, with a government that wouldn't go down without a fight. This area was ruled by King Wanasinka, whom the whites called Powhatan, which was used to which was actually a term used to describe the collect of the Native Americans fucking community. I ain't waste my time saying it no more. As soon as he received word that some pale people were near the shore, the chief dispatched a welcoming committee to greet them with 30 arrows. And as he had done with all the previous boatloads of suspicious-looking people lurking around his neighborhood, after a brief melee, the chief's boys retreated and decided to wait to make their move. From the moment the chief and his crew encountered the pale-faced Philistines, the natives could tell there was going to be trouble. First of all, this group was going to struggle with food, and the mid-Atlantic region was going through the worst drought that it had been experienced in 700 years. Not to mention that their arrival in late April meant it was too late to start planting any crops anyway. Additionally, the spot chosen by the Jamestown colonizers was the worst real estate in the area. Although the brackish water surrounding the settlement on three sides offered protection, by June they realized that American mosquitoes hit different. They also didn't seem to know how hygiene works. For some reason, they figured they could relieve their bowels in the same place they gathered their drinking water. Let me stop right there. Let me start right there. Let me start right there. Shit. You want me to believe that you, as a racist white person in America, is superior to me when your ancestors were so stupid that where they shit, they threw their shit in the same place where they drank their water, and they thought that was fine and wonder why they got fucking sick. Wow. Wow. Perhaps the Virginia company's biggest mistake was who they sent to conquer the new land. Unlike Portugal and Spain, who had a head start in the white people discovering things trend, England was relatively new to the colonizing game. Portugal and Spain had a class of explorers and soldiers whose full-time job was conquering. Instead of sending conquistadors, the British sent wealthy Protestant aristocrats to stake out the area, led by Captain Christopher Newport, and whose ranks included Captain John Smith, a celebrated English mercenary who had been wounded in battle, captured, and sold as a slave. Oh, but I thought black people are the only ones that sold their people into slavery. Whoops. Whoops. For those just joining, I'm reading from Black as Fuck History by Michael Harriot, and it is a great read. I'm gonna love reading this book because I love shutting down bullshit. Syria, what's up, man? What's good with it, brother? I love learning new stuff. I do. I love learning more ammunition to piss off racists. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me see. Let me see. Here's a section I want y'all to hear. I'm just going to show you just how superior and supreme these racist fucking savages, these monkeys with opposable thumbs really were, right? Y'all ready? Because I love racists. Blackjack, the name of the book is Black as Fuck History, is written by Michael Harriot. And you can get it on Amazon. That's where I got it from. I ordered mine yesterday and it came today. Yeah, right here. This is what I'm reading from. All right. I'm going to let y'all listen to this. Back in England, everyone was excited because Newport had returned with bags of gold discovered by the Jamestonians. The investors figured that this whole colonizing thing was a great plan. Not only did the investors donate supplies, but 120 more laborers and settlers joined Newport for this return to Virginia. They were not exactly received by a party when they landed back on the shores. By the time Newport returned with the provisions, craftsmen, and crew on January 2nd, 1608, 66 of the original settlers had succumbed to starvation, sickness, or Powhatan arrowheads. Powhatan. I gotta learn how to say them names. Thankfully, Newport wasn't around when the Brits back home realized that the settlers' supposed gold was actually iron pyrite, which is literally fool's gold. So let me explain what just happened. These dumb fucks in Jamestown in 1607 thought they discovered a whole shit ton of gold. They throw and love this shit on top of their boats and take it back and they celebrate, thinking they hit the fucking jackpot. So the investors in England decided to send 120 more dumbasses to hop on the boat to go steal more shit from the native people in America. Turns out the bullshit that they stole was iron pyrite, which is fool's gold. Fuck me. You are fucking kidding me, dog. Oh my God. Oh my God. After they received the first shipment of supplies, the colonists went to work. Apparently they hadn't learned a single thing about saving their rations, and like any intelligent civilized society that they once again ate all their provisions and returned to meager living. Basically what it means is these fuckers came over with supplies, ate all of their fucking supplies, did not prepare for anything in the future. Who does that sound like again? We're going to put all of our eggs in one basket, Trump. We're going to bet on him because he's good for the economy, according to the racist dumbasses in this country. Not thinking about the future. Piff, what's up with it, Brody? Unc Dre, what's up with it, family? Let's see. All right. No, 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 no. Oh, he wrote this fine little side note right here. He said, "You know how it is when people who live in bad neighborhoods start receiving government handouts. So basically, to avoid starvation, Newport and the colonists came up with the whitest plan that they ever created. They were going to go back to the chief, the emperor of the not hungry Powhatan people, and bestow on him the honor of becoming an English vassal. After all, who in their right mind would turn down the privilege of becoming an honorary white man? There was only one problem with this genius idea. The chief did not kneel for anyone. You don't become the president by kneeling. In fact, the chief only lived by two rules. He who keeps his head higher than others ranks higher, and he who puts other people in a vulnerable position without altering his own stance ranks higher. The whites didn't know what they had coming for them. After crowning the chief, the settlers demanded more food from their fellow countrymen. When the colonists informed the chief that he was now subject to King James I, not only did the Powhatan end their welfare program, but the Wahoo Seneca, that's how you say it, Wahoo Senecas. The Wahoo Seneca warriors surrounded the Jamestown settlement and warned the beggars to leave their lily white gated communities, never to leave their lily white gated communities unless they had some arrow-proof vests. Unable to hunt, unable to fish, unable to gather food without being attacked, the settlers were back to square one. Word got back to England that the settlement was failing worse than Kenny G in an HBCU halftime show. Not only weren't they finding any gold, but when they ventured out into the countryside, they climbed the highest hills in the area and they still couldn't see the Pacific Ocean. They seriously thought they could see Asia from the Atlantic Ocean, from the East Coast. See, I'm only one chapter in and I understand why these racist motherfuckers want to erase black history. Why they really want to erase history. Why they want to hide it. Why they want to whitewash it. Why they want to do all the shit they're doing to it. I know now. I know now. I know now. They want to erase history because it shows just how incompetent, how stupid, how lazy, how sorry, how ass backwards, how savage, how absolutely monstrous and demonic these people really were. But they portrayed these people as pilgrims. Pilgrims. King James was so determined to save his investment that he issued a new charter for the Virginia Company along with a fleet of 9 ships loaded with supplies and 500 colonists. It was the largest fleet ever amassed in the history of the country until they were separated in a hurricane and the yellow fever and the London plague broke out on aboard 2 ships. Then 2 more were lost at sea. By the time the British re-up arrived in Virginia, the supplies were essentially gone, but there were more mouths to feed. Smith and the Jamestown governors had to instill a campaign of law and order to keep the desperate colonists from turning the English outer suburbs into a ghetto. In October 1609, Smith was asleep on a sack of gunpowder when it accidentally caught a fire, burning a 10-inch patch of skin in his groin area. Fortunately, he was on a boat and jumped in the water where he almost drowned. After his transport to England was delayed for weeks, John Smith left Virginia as an utter failure, with nothing to show for his work but a journal, a few stories, and charboiled genitals. After Smith's unfortunate weenie roast, the Wahoo Seneca summoned Smith's replacement, John Ratliff, and 25 of Virginia's most important whites to a big dinner with the promise of more Powhatan? I want to learn how to say that. Powhatan government handouts. At the banquet, Ratcliffe discovered that the food baskets were emptied and he had walked straight into a trap. That night, Ratcliffe was kidnapped, skinned alive, and burned at stake. It was all a part of Wahoo Seneca's plan to rid the land of these pesky whites once and for all by doing what he should have done all along. Let them starve. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. With its shoddy leadership in shambles, Jamestown was doomed. As the third winter came upon the settlement, the newcomers were at an all-time low, forced to eat leather belts, their pets, and eventually each other. Yes, that's right. Researchers have found evidence that the few remaining Jamestonians survived the period known as the starving time by murdering pregnant women and eating their own children. Let me read that back to y'all one more time. One more time. As the third winter came upon the settlement, the newcomers were at an all-time low, forced to eat leather belts, their pets, and eventually each other. Yes, that's right. Researchers have found evidence that the few remaining Jamestonians survived the period known as starving time by murdering pregnant women and eating their own children. The heralded first Americans were cannibals. Kind of gives me the Delectable Negro kind of vibes when these fucking dirty cucks like Charlie Kirk and his big gums and little teeth comes out saying white supremacy this, white supremacy that, black people are violent, black people are savages, black people are this. Just like they said the Native Americans were savages. Who's the real savages? Now we have an account before slavery. Before you stole people from Africa. You fuckers couldn't farm. You fuckers were so greedy, y'all ate all your fucking storage and didn't even prepare for the future. You were so stupid, you thought all the way from Maine all the way down to Florida was Virginia. You were so fucking dumb and inept and incapable of geography that you thought you could see Asia from the East Coast. This is why they don't want black people learning about real history. Y'all know, y'all see why now? Do y'all see now? Y'all see the play now? Y'all see the play now? This is why they do not want black folks learning real history in America. Y'all see it yourself. I don't know what's wrong with my doggone my whatchamacallit. Shout out to Mahari in the super chat. He said, I like to issue an executive order to time out Shelton for abusing his wrench and accepting FBA food stamp bribes. God dang, Shelton. Well, it is so ordered then, Shelton. It is so ordered, sir. Hey, Christina, how you doing? I had to pull this up. Aren't you too old to be calling yourself Trill? Aren't you too old to be in my motherfucking business, bitch? Are you? Are you too old to be in my motherfucking business? That's not exactly how you welcome yourself on someone else's page when you ain't never been there. That's not what you do here. Mind the business that pays you, sweetheart, for you get blocked. Aren't you too old to be calling yourself Trill? Do you understand what Trill means? Trill means I don't bend my morals to appease other humans. Trill means I stand on business, even when it ain't the best thing to do sometimes. Trill means I am me 100% of the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 fucking days a year. Trill means I would never turn my back on anyone I call friend or family. That's what trill means. I'm a walking, living embodiment of what my name is. That's why my name is Trill Will. That's why. My name means something. My name, I earned it. My name means I stand on business, even if nobody else feels like it. That's what my name means. I'm showing you my name right now by reading a historical contextual book with evidence proving that everything you ever lied about in history is that a fucking lie. Some of y'all gonna like it. Some of y'all ain't gonna like it. Some of y'all gonna get your little fucking feelings hurt and call me a racist. Oh, the fuck well. Oh, well. I don't care. But one thing I'm not gonna do is sugarcoat shit for anybody in here. I don't care if you're new here. I don't give a fuck if it's your first time here. I could give a flying fuck. I don't care. I'm not here to coddle your feelings. I'm not here because for far too long, America has been coddling feelings, lying, scheming, trying to make a race of people feel superior to others when actual evidence, historical context, historical data, historical evidence shows the opposite. Jamestown didn't become fucking fluid until black people touched it. Hello, somebody. I'm showing you what happened before they stole my ancestors from their homeland. This is what happened. You answer for that shit. Answer that question. Why couldn't if your ancestor was so fucking supreme and was so intellectual and so big of a piece of the puzzle to create modernization or create civility or class or whatever y'all fucking claim that y'all lie about constantly, then why in the fuck could these fuckers even farm? Why didn't they know how to farm? Why didn't they know have any common sense not to shit where they drank water? Why in the fuck did those dumbasses think they could see Asia from the East Coast? Y'all still ain't answered the question of how in the fuck can you call black people savages or Indians or Native American savages when y'all was eating y'all own people when you were too dumb to farm? You was killing pregnant mothers and killing their babies and eating them. You was killing your fucking pets. So it was true when Trump was talking about they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets of everyone that lives there. That was y'all. It was your ancestors. Yeah. It was them eating the dogs and the fucking cats. It was them. Yeah. 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 Be mad. Be mad. Be very mad. Bruce Wayne the Gray is actually correct. But I ain't here to talk about them. I know what they did, but they didn't tell me this one, Bruce. And don't y'all delete him either. Bruce, tell me this one. How is it possible for those tribes in Africa to foresee chattel slavery in America then? Because just like I just read, the British was fighting the Scottish. The British was fighting everybody else because they wanted to afford their version of Christianity on people during the Christian Crusades of the 1500s. Oh, but y'all thought black people didn't know real fucking history outside of just slavery. Let's talk about before y'all started stealing people because you were too stupid to do it yourself. Let's talk about the real history, folks. Let's go. So how did the Irish become indentured servants then? Whoops. Whoop, whoop. Oh, Will, you're a racist. Will, you're a racist, Will. You're a racist. You're just a racist, Will. What's racist about me asking you, how did the Irish become indentured servants if white people weren't enslaving one another? How did King James I assume power? Let's go back even further. How did the Romans build their empire? Whoops. How did the Persians build their empire? Whoops. Well, damn, Will, it sounds like there's a history of people enslaving one another throughout history, but nobody only talks about that blacks sold blacks into slavery. Period. That's all y'all ended on. Don't give no context in the argument. You don't say black tribes in Africa, in different countries in Africa, fought just like the white ones did in England and France and Spain and everywhere else. And they had casualties of war. But what those African tribes didn't know was that the people who were stealing those bodies from Africa were sending them over to own generations of them. That's why when the transatlantic slave trade ended, they built breeding farms because that black labor was too rich to let go. But why should we pay for anything that I was never a slave owner and you were never a slave? I'm showing you exactly where America built its riches to become the superpower economy of the world. Right here in real time. And you enjoy the benefits of all that slave blood and all that slave blood money. But when black people were finally emancipated in 1964, notice I didn't say the 1800s, even though they tried to set slaves free back in the 1800s, but that didn't work because you know how racist people, you know how racist people are. They just make up their own versions of history. Okay. Let me go back down. In May 1610, 142 survivors of King James' ill-fated fleet arrived in a ship they managed to rebuild on the Bermuda. One of the passengers, John Rolfe, had lost his wife, daughter, and all his belongings in a Bermuda shipwreck. By the time he reached Virginia, I think I skipped some. I did skip some. Let me go back. Yeah. I am right. I was telling y'all about after they couldn't fool the the Wahoo Seneca chief, after they couldn't fool him into giving them fucking welfare, giving them their crops that they raised for nothing but a title of being a white man. After they shut that shit the fuck down, because you know how racist white people say black people are always begging for free shit. Didn't look like y'all earned none of their crops, did you? So what did y'all resort to? Y'all resorted to eating each other, eating babies and pregnant women and dogs and cats and shit. Y'all did that. Y'all have a history of cannibalism. That's why you got a book, The Delectable Negro. You got a history of it. Unfortunately for me, I have to be the one to tell you. Oopsie. Y'all go ahead and take this lashing. Take this good old lashing. Cause Trill Will ain't gonna do nothing but give you the truth. Hey, soul sister, how you doing? Hey, sister, soul sister, how you doing? So, I'm gonna continue reading Black as Fuck History by Michael Harrington. By Michael Harriot, my bad. Michael Harriot, you are a genius, sir. He wrote this book in 2023. Let's see. What was I? In May 1610, 142 survivors of King James' ill-fated fleet arrived in a ship they managed to build into Bermuda. One of the passengers, John Rolfe, had lost his wife, daughter, and all his belongings in a Bermuda shipwreck. By the time he reached Virginia, all he had was a few tobacco seeds that he had collected in Bermuda. So he stole them from Bermuda. Stole that. He had heard about a new trend of drinking smoke that was becoming popular in Europe and decided to plant those West Indian tobacco seeds. As it turned out, Virginia soil was perfect for tobacco cultivation. When Rolfe and company had landed, the Wahoo Seneca was still tripping. The #1 chief rocker had almost successfully starved out the white invaders and still commanded a large native force. When the Bermuda ship arrived, in fact, only 60 of the hundreds of English colonists were left because they died of diphtheria, yellow fever, the London plague, because these motherfuckers loved the shit and drank water in the same spot. Yeah. But one extremely savage colonist, Deputy Governor Samuel Argall, had a plan. Argall was the embodiment of pure evil, known for attacking French and Dutch settlements and then claiming them for the king. Sounds like colonization to me. Look at this fucking idiot. Are you gay? Does your mama suck dick for Cheerios? You fucking weirdo. You're the exact recessive chromosome I'm talking to. Ace, what's up with it, family? Detroit, what's up, Brody? Ah, man. Mm. When Argall failed at capturing a settlement, he would just resort to Plan B, set it on fire, as he did it to the Jesuit colony in the French settlement in present-day Maine. Argall first tried to force the Wahoo Seneca into submission by burning native villages to the ground. When that didn't work, he discovered that Wahoo Seneca's weakness was his daughter, Matoaka. The white folks call her Pocahontas because, as we have established, they were terrible at names. In April 1613, Argall kidnapped Matoaka by luring her onto his ship. He offered to exchange her for the English prisoners who had ventured outside the camp. When Wahoo Seneca agreed, Argall reneged on the deal and demanded more provisions. What does that sound like? Eminent domain. Sounds like those so-called pilgrims were some honorable people, didn't it? Reneging on treaties and trying to extort more shit out of people by stealing his daughter. Wahoo Seneca agreed, but Argall never released his daughter. Instead, she converted to Christianity and was married off to Rolfe. It turns out the white conversion plan worked on the second try. Wahoo Seneca told his warriors to chill out and gave Rolfe thousands of acres of wedding dowry. In 1614, Rolfe exported a few barrels of his first tobacco crop, and the English loved it. It was the first positive news from the Virginia Company since the fake gold incident in 1608. With this success evident, the question became who would farm the new cash crop. The few settlers that remained were not quite the agricultural type, considering they could barely keep themselves alive. To solve the problem, Argall took John and Matoaka to England for an investor relations trip in 1616. However, the trip was cut short when Matoaka died suddenly of an unknown illness. Her tribesmen believed she was poisoned, while some historians think it was a respiratory illness or dysentery. Whatever the cause, Argall brought the newly widowed Rolfe back to Virginia without a solid plan. Meanwhile, back in Virginia, the Chickahominy natives, who weren't under the Wahoo Seneca's Confederacy, helped feed the lazy British settlers who still hadn't planted enough food to feed themselves. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. When Wahoo Seneca died in April 1618, the natives decided to stop offering government assistance to the settlers. Ending this welfare to work program would doom the unskilled English encroachers. They desperately needed help. The only thing that could possibly save the English colony would be an influx of immigrants who knew what they were doing. Once again, Jamestown was the precipice of failure. The English investors were demanding their money, but King James didn't have it. Rolfe had land, but it was essentially worthless because he couldn't farm it. After a summer heat wave, colonists were preparing for a second starving time because investors were refusing to send more supplies until they got paid. In July 1619, the Virginia Company held its first legislative assembly. During the meetings, the assembly decided that if the company was going to survive, the colonists would have probably grow enough food to feed themselves instead of 75% of the land to grow tobacco while depending on the native welfare system. America's first white legislative body limited tobacco production of 25% of the plantation's output and decided to give away plots of land to investors. While this plan seems reasonable on its head, the truth was that these fools still didn't know how to farm and hadn't even attempted so to pretend they subtly understand that understand that and be able to provide for themselves was truly outlandish. There's a word for doing something over and over again, expecting different results. American. This American experiment was pretty much over. With no food, no gold, and rumors swirling around their homeland about their people eating habit, where would they even find skilled, hardworking people who knew how to build a country from scratch? Certainly not England. You heard what Cicero said. Then John Rolfe's homeboy showed up with some cargo that would save the bumbling British colonists from extinction. On October 12th or 13th, in 1616, Spanish Captain Manuel Mendez de Acuna left Spain with a letter authorizing the private ship to transport kidnapped Africans from Africa to Veracruz, Mexico. Although the San Juan Bautista was only licensed to carry 200 enslaved people, Acuna left Laguna, Angola with at least 350 stolen Africans. By the time the 115-ton vessel reached Jamaica, approximately 143 had died. Like most slave traders, Acuna had planned it this way. Human traffickers routinely packed their vessels to maximize profit. In Jamaica, he sold 24 young children and headed for Veracruz, where he declared that he was carrying 123 humans as cargo. 60 were missing. The more you read, the less I like this off. I don't give a fuck. You can leave. You can get the fuck out. You can skedaddle. I'm not reading this shit for you to like. I don't give a fuck if you like it. It's the facts. And I forgot how you racists hate facts. You can get the fuck out. Anybody else? Hi, Sha. How you doing, Queen? Anybody else? Anybody? Anybody else? This is your real history. This is what they don't teach you in school. And the more and more that I reread this, the more and more it makes me just, I look at modern day America and it's just the same. The only difference between now and 1608 is we got modern technology. The people are still the mindless, fucking disgusting zombies. Still there. Still the same savagery. Passed down generation to generation. Still the same. Boy, this is crazy. Shortly before the San Juan Bautista arrived in Mexico, 25 Englishmen on a small boat had attacked it July 1619. After stealing 60 of Acuna's stolen cargo, they had split them between the 160-ton White Lion and 100-ton Treasurer. The thievish British decided to head for the Virginia colony, where they had no chance of being arrested or attacked. When the White Lion landed on Point Comfort in about the latter end of August, the Virginia governor, Sir George Yardley, along with the colony's supply officer, Abraham Pearsley, negotiated a dirt cheap price for the ship's cargo, 20 and odd Negroes, in exchange for food and the best and easiest rates they could. And with that, the Jamestown Project was saved. This is what made the land worth something. The enslaved labor was worth more than the tales of gold and diamond trees. Now that they had a cash crop, abundant land, and people who knew what they were and people who knew what to do with it, the abject failure of an experiment had transformed into an unprecedented success. But why Virginia of all places? Why would a smuggler bypass more successful outposts to go to a failing colony? How did they know they would be welcome? In a rare case, this story is told, it is cast as a tale of happenstance and coincidence. But of course, it is actually one of the deception, trickery, and greed. When John Rolfe took his newly stolen wife to England for that investor relations trip, he traveled to England and returned to the colonies on a ship captained by the vicious Samuel Argall. As soon as they returned, Argall was summoned back to England to answer for charges of cruelty against the colonists and for running an international crime ring. To get back to England, Argall had to catch a different ride, as his ship had been captained by Argall's homeboy, a notorious pirate named Daniel Elfrith, who had essentially made a career out of stealing on the high seas. Elfrith had borrowed the treasure from Argall and hit the jackpot by stealing stolen Africans from the San Juan Batista. 4 days after the arrival of the White Lion, Elfrith sold two or three Negroes in Virginia. He probably could have sold more, but he had to leave in a hurry. As Virginia's new governor, George Yardley, recognized the ship as a well-known pirate vessel and ordered him to leave. Yardley couldn't resist purchasing a few low-priced human beings before giving him the boot, though. He just knew it would be quick, but he didn't want his name to be sullied for dealing with pirates. Virginia didn't need this kind of trouble. Less than a year later, March 1620, the Virginia colony's first census recorded 17 women, 15 men who were not Christians in the service of the English. One of them would show up in later documents as Angela or Angelo, a Negro woman. Angela arrived in America as a passenger of Daniel Elfrith's thieving, enslaving, kidnapping, village-burning, self-contained criminal enterprise, the Treasurer. It was the ship Argall used to kidnap Matoaka and burn the native settlements up and down the coast. It was a stealer of souls that was fueled by greed and theft, and it is as American a thing that ever existed. Here follows the creases of the tale of pilfered people is where America truly lies. The other mythical history that is shared in schools is as real to me as the Atlantis or Oz. It is gargantuanly sugar-coated and stuffed down throats. But in the middle of in the middle room world, built by the boy and his well, I don't have to read that. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Right there. That's it. That's the end of chapter 1. And he had like 3 questions at the end of it. 3 little questions. What is the difference between a settler and an invader? A, the number of guns you bring to the invasion. B, it depends on who's telling the story. C, invaders become settlers after they vanquish the people they've invaded. Or D, 2 different spellings. Carpe diem, what's up, Brody? Question number 2, who were the first Americans? The people who were living in a space when the name America was invented. B, the people who came up with the name America but had never been there. C, the people who had united their states in the place called America. D, white people. 3, rank these savages from least civilized to most civilized. People who fought to prevent invaders from stealing their land. B, human traffickers. C, people who stole from human traffickers. D, people who bought stolen property from human traffickers. Or E, cannibals. That's chapter 1. You see how mad they getting with me reading word for word from this book? You see how You see how mad these people are getting? You see who the racists are. Y'all see them. They're getting mad at real history. Real history. Right here. Go on Amazon. Get this book. We can read together. We can learn together. We can learn together. We can learn together. We can learn together. We sure can. We can learn. We can all learn together. I wouldn't have it no other way than all of us to learn together. That's crazy. That is so. To recap, chapter 1, the whole, oh, America, oh, we had sailors who are so skilled at selling boats, go over and land in America, meet up with the Native Americans, shake their hands and pat their heads and become friends, and the natives share their food with them, all with smiles on their faces. They just gave them all their food and stuff and just helped them to be better people. Here's the reality of that story. The reality of that story is none of that shit happened. These thieving, stanking, conniving, unwashed, lice-infested, goofball, greedy motherfuckers got their greedy asses on ships because they were being exercised off their fucking land because they were fucking treasonous. So they discovered a land with people who already lived there. Right? These people were so stupid, so inept, that they did not know their ass from a hole in the ground. Then when they got to America, they couldn't even take care of themselves. These dumbasses didn't even know how to farm. So tell me again, how did white men revolutionize the world? Tell me again. Tell me. Speak to me like I'm a kindergartner. Tell Trill Will. Let me take my glass off now. Tell Trill Will how white men revolutionized the world. Tell me again. Tell me again. I want to know. Somebody tell me. I'm waiting. I want somebody to tell me. Tell me how these so-called white supremacists are supreme beings with supreme intellect and supreme in everything, and everybody who's not pure white should bow at their feet. You tell me how the fuck they revolutionized the world then. If these dumb fucks couldn't even farm the land to keep themselves alive. Tell me that one. Because you have to go back and ask that question. Well, Will, you just read that could be false. What you reading, Will? That could be false. I can already hear the excuses already turning up in your little pea brain. Oh, that could be false. Well, tell me this one. Why did they get slaves in the first place? Whoops. Whoops. Say it. Run it back, Will. Oh, okay. Run it back, Will. How can you tell me that the white man revolutionized the world when these stupid fucks didn't even know how to navigate, didn't know how to fish, didn't know how to hunt, didn't know how to farm, didn't know how to do shit? All they knew how to do was steal and fight and kill and lie and steal some more. Stop treating all white men as being racist. Robert Carr, you have a comprehension problem, I see. If you're the racist white guys I'm speaking about, then I'm talking to you. But you thought I was gonna back down what I said? I never once said all. I don't do what white people do. I don't broad brush no race of people. I don't never do that. That's ignorant and short-sighted. Because I know all white people ain't racist. I know that. I'm smart enough to know that. Smart enough to know that. There were white abolitionists just as much as they was as black abolitionists. I realize that too. I know white people were killed, hung because they're associated with black people and the freedom of black people slaves. I'm talking to the fact of the lie that was concocted in American exceptionalism. See, if you can't differentiate between that and that, then me and you can't see or talk to me or have a conversation with me on any fucking level or any kind of fucking intellect anyway. You're not compatible for this conversation, big dog. You should sit down and listen. Anybody with a brain knows who I was talking to. I never once broad brushed nobody. Don't have to. The hit dog's always gonna holler. He talking to me. He talking to me. Will's a racist. I'm asking questions. How am I racist for asking you a fucking question? Ace, tell them again one time, Ace, for the people in the back. Oh, shit. Because I want to know. The only people who get upset with me telling the truth about real history are racist people. They're the only ones that get mad at me. Everybody else who got a fucking mind, who knows how to decipher words and they have comprehension skills, who can understand the difference of the people who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the people like Charlie Kirk, Nick Fuentes, Donald Trump, Steve Miller, Stephen Bannon. I'm talking to them motherfuckers. Because in their head, I'm talking to the 3%ers, the fucking Proud Boys, the neo-Nazis that proudly swing the flag of fucking treasonous. I'm talking to all these fucking, these loser flag carrying fucking racists. That's who I'm talking to. The ones who says, oh, pure white is the way to go. We're building a country for pure whites. Because white is supreme. Supreme to what? Lying, stealing, cheating, lying, violence, cannibalism, pedophilia. Soul sister, exactly my point. See, the ones who get mad at shit like this are the ones I wanted to hit hard. I wanted to hit your ass like a fucking ton of brick. Like Homie the Clown sock with nickels in it. I wanted to hit your ass so hard that you lose your footing after it hits you in your face. I want you to lose your footing. I want you to throw your fucking phone across the room. How dare this black man say this about history of America? America was founded on Plymouth Rock. Yeah. Manifest destiny, Will. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Bullshit. More bullshita. Caca. Doo-doo. I'm going to break down. I'm going to do these series called Reading Rainbow. I'm going to do it till I read every fucking chapter on this book. If I have to get on here, my slow reading ass, have to read every chapter to y'all. And we going to break down and decipher this shit together. Because the way you stop generational curses is not running from them. You confront them. You hit them face on. Ask me how I know. Because I destroyed a bunch of my family's generational curses just by me standing up to them. Did it make a lot of people in my relatives leave me the fuck alone? Yes, it did. Do I fucking care? No, the fuck I ain't. You know why? Because I'm not passing down fucking generational curses of foolishness down to my kids so they can pass it to their kids. Now I'm a grandfather. I'm going to make sure my granddaughter grows up in a world where she knows real history. I'm going to make sure that she grows up in a society where she knows real history and knows that her melanin in her skin is the very DNA that built America from the ground up. And I'm showing you examples, just like the example of Jamestown, Virginia. Jamestown, Virginia would have collapsed had it not been for these black ass hands. Because you motherfuckers didn't know how to farm. You didn't. Your ancestors did not know how to farm. They didn't know how to cultivate land. They didn't know how to build shit. They didn't know how to hunt. They didn't know how to store food. They weren't smart. They were just fucking greedy and bloodthirsty. That's it. That's all. A bullshit. Bullshit. A bullshit. I'm not gonna give y'all the watered down version. This is why I was so hell bent on ordering this book. I was so hell bent on ordering it. I was so hell bent on ordering it because I want to read it word for word. It's one thing for me to read it for my own pleasure, but it's another thing for me to read it and educate my people on it, so that everybody walks away learning something new. Because I didn't know that the people who sailed here in the early 1600s before 1619 were fucking idiots. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Jamestown almost fell because these people were greedy, ate all they crop, and didn't know how to plant any food for themselves. And by the time they realized it was already too late for them to plant seeds anyway, couldn't cultivate on the land. Look at Robert Carr. I already know art history. I was trying to learn yours, but you're look, sir. Robert, first off, learn how to spell, sir, before you talk to me. Your Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. Too childish to teach you. You can be proud of being black without being rude and bad to the white people. You're the opposite side of racism. You don't even understand what the context of racism is, you fucking idiot. I grow tired of you fucking people like you. I grow tired of you. You want me to tell you why? And it's on some personal shit. I'm tired of y'all because of this. Because anytime black people try to tell you about real history after it's been shoved down our throats throughout school, college, throughout life in general, you get offended because I'm upset that you lied to us to try to muzzle us from learning who we really are, while simultaneously telling us we're nothing but criminals. We ain't shit. Hold on. Matter of fact, I'll show you why in real time. I'll show you why in real time. Now, buckle up, Robert. This is gonna be a bumpy ride, and you ain't gonna like it. And I don't give a fuck. So, oh well.
Yeah. Hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals, frankly. They were born to be.
And I want to speak directly to our children as well. And please hear me loud and clear.
I want to run that back.
Do not lift.
They're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals.
Now, Robert, you tell me again. You fucking tell me again. Tell me again where me being nice is going to help this fucking problem. When you got a fucking racist in the White House telling our black kids they're nothing but criminals. They were born to be fucking criminals. All we know is criminality. When your ancestors are nothing more but a bunch of thieving, idiotic, cannibalistic, sister fucking dumbasses. Tell me. That's the president of the United States of America. And he ain't the first one. So when the fuck should I get mad? Huh? When should I get mad? Should I get mad when another president stands on the fucking podium and tells me that our future is nothing but a bunch of fucking criminals? Say, Robert, when? When is it time for me to get mad? So I need to hop in the time machine and jump back in time with Martin Luther the King and be all nice and kind to all whites, the white people. I needs to be mind your tone, boy. That's what you give. That's the fucking tone you giving me, Robert. Mind your tone, boy. The problem with that is, fuck you. That's my problem. You're rude. I don't give a fuck. You talking to one tired black man. I am tired of people like you. I am tired of racists. I am tired of people who want black people to be fucking quiet when you fuckers shit on my ancestors every chance y'all get. When you dirty bastards will sit on national TV and say your kids are nothing more but criminals. Nigga, fuck you. How about that? Why do you need to be mad? See, instead of wasting my time with fucking peons, get the fuck off my channel. Have a nice day, fucker. How about that? The fuck out of here. You are the type of person I won't waste my fucking time on. Because your dumb ass is too dense to see what the fuck I'm talking about. Because you too busy talking over me instead of listening to me. I'm telling you that I've grew up with societies of people trying to tell our black asses to shut the fuck up. And that history is what they say it is. Well, I got news for you, bucko. Everything you fuckers shoved down everybody's throat was a fucking lie. And without black hands, without black DNA, America wouldn't be shit. Then, now, and forever. That's why you fuckers won't pay us our money. That's why you won't give us our reparations. That's why you won't fix what you fucked up in the past. That's why y'all make excuses every fucking time. Every goddamn time. Somebody talks about slavery in America. You dumb fucks come up here. Oh, y'all don't need to be mad. It's over with. Y'all need to be just happy. Y'all got the same rights as I got. Shut the fuck up talking to me. You lucky you ain't in my face. I slapped the shit out your stupid ass. I don't like you motherfucking peons. I don't like you. I don't like people like y'all. You just as bad as the fucking racists I'm talking about. Passive, smile in your face. Brother, we can all just be brothers and hold hands and sing kumbaya and everything will be back hunky-dory. And you ain't even not one fucking time tried to fix this shit these motherfuckers call the American experience. Instead, you buried it under lie and blood and sweat and tears and fights from my fucking ancestors. My grandfather was a fucking slave. Fuck out my goddamn face, bitch. You lucky I ain't in your face. I'll knock your ass the fuck out and go to jail. I don't like you motherfuckers. You want to fight me? We can fight. I'll knuckle up with anybody. I ain't scared of a motherfucking person who put their pants on the same way I put mine on. I'm the wrong nigga to fuck with. The wrong one. I'm not the one, I'm not the two. I'm Boo-Boo the fool your mama told you about. I'm not the one to be fucked with. Leave me the fuck alone, bruh. Take your goofy ass with your soft shoeing and your, oh, everything is gonna be okay. Oh, take your stupid ass over there while I try to teach fuck America. We obviously need it. Because we got too many Sambos and coons who like to live revisionist history. Did you watch Jubilee? Did you watch them fucking coons sit at a table with another coonette? Trying to out-coon one another? Oh my God. Oh my God. This fucker from Angola. Black people are not owed anything. If anything, black people need to pay back reparations. Who said that? A black fat ass piece of shit from North Carolina who gets on the internet and says he loves Nazis. That is why I feel it necessary that I teach this fucking book word for word, bar for bar, because there are too many ignorant fucking Negroes amongst our presence fucking up our ancestors' name. If you call me racist, I don't give a flying fuck. I could care less. There ain't shit you can do about it. You can't whoop my ass and you can't kill me. So what the fuck you gonna do? Report me to YouTube? Wham. You can't, motherfuckers like you can't sit down and learn something. You can't learn because you're too busy talking over the ones teaching. Because you think you know more than I do about being black in America. A fucking decorated sergeant in the United States Marine Corps, honorable discharge. 2 combat tours for a country that's habitual liars, treaty breakers, cannibals, enslavers. And you in here trying to tell somebody how to fucking talk. Fuck you, Karen. How about that? Take your Karen ass the fuck over that way where the ignorant motherfuckers who want to live in ignorance want to stay there. I'm talking to the ones who want to wake up. Because for far too long, America's been selling that lie, that bullshit ass lie. Oh, I'm proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free. Oh, God, you don't even have freedom here. They sold you with a concept of freedom and your dumb ass bought in. And at any given moment, they can snatch that little bit of freedom you thought you had away. Look at what Trump is doing. And you fuckers cheered on. I put on a uniform to stop this bullshit. And here you dumb fucks who never served in nobody's military. Yes, Trump. Daddy's home. This fucking draft dodging faggot piece of shit who fucks little girls, who breaks laws like he breathes. This fat little dick fuck. You celebrate him as a hero when he spit on my fucking brothers who died in combat. He spit on the soldiers that stormed the shores of Normandy. He shit on the ones who bled at Guadalcanal and Iwo Jima, on Mount Suribachi, when those Marines hung that flag in pride. It used to mean something. Being American used to mean something. Now it don't mean shit. It's a bunch of fucking hillbillies at the White House right now, wanting to live a fucking white supremacist lie. White ain't never been supreme to shit, ever, but violence. The moment y'all fucking get that, we can all build this country to reflect everyone in it, instead of leaving people out when y'all feel a convenience. I'm not here to make nobody be ashamed of who they are or what they are. You didn't ask for that. God gave you that. That's not my job. That's what racists do. I'm telling you that the lie that Charlie Kirk goes around this country, the college campuses, everywhere, lying to these youngsters, coming up to the Gen Zers, these college students, where his dumb ass dropped out. These motherfuckers are indoctrinating our kids. All that soft talking. I know you can do it. I know we can work together. I know it. I know we can work together. Man, shut the fuck up. Shut that soft ass shit up. In the words of AB, shut that soft ass shit up. That soft ass shit. Shut that soft ass shit up, bruh. We ain't got time for this shit. I literally just played you a clip of Donald Trump standing in the Oval Office telling black American kids, you're not gonna be shit but criminals. Reagan did it. Bush did it. Clinton did it. Motherfucker come over here, steal people's land and call them savages. Meanwhile, they're eating their own people because they're too stupid to farm. Right, Leo. Fuck Trump. Fuck him and anybody like that bitch ass nigga. Anybody. Anybody who's a Trumper, anybody who loves that motherfucker, fuck you and him. And I hope y'all all, man, shut up, Will. I know it just ain't just a once in a generational thing with a person like Trump who's so evil and soulless. No, you have a history of this shit. Your people have a sickness that y'all won't address. You keep ignoring it and passing it off to the next person and the next person and the next person and the next person. It's immigrants this time. It was us first. Now you can blame the Mexicans for it. Now you can blame them for it. Instead of accounting and addressing your own failures. And y'all wonder why these rich elites keep fucking y'all every chance they get. They've been fucking y'all and fucking y'all and fucking y'all since the days of King James I. They've been fucking y'all over ever since. But then y'all have the nerve to come talk about black mentality and black people and how we talk and how we discuss how you lied about your whole existence in this fucking country. You motherfuckers are delusional. Delusional as fuck. The nerve of you coming in here trying to tell somebody, your people got a problem. Y'all prone to violence. We learn from the best. We learn from you. You stole us from our land. We didn't ask to come here. We didn't get a chance. All black people do is just, they want handouts. You motherfuckers since the dawn of America have been begging for handouts. The Wahoo Seneca is what saved your monkey asses countless times after time, giving y'all welfare, food stamps. And then you got the nerve to come in here talking about black folks. The fuck is wrong with you people? The Department of War. These fucking dumbasses, man. Right, Ace. We learned it from them. You go and invade. Y'all, make this make sense to me. Make this make sense to me. Make this make sense to me. All right? Let's go. Let's make this make sense. Let's make this make real good sense. You invaded someone else's land. You couldn't farm. You was using the bathroom and throwing your feces where you drank water, so that created sicknesses. You ate all of the stuff. You took 26 weeks to store food on your boats for when you get there so y'all can survive till y'all can find somewhere to get more food. You then kidnapped the daughter of the chief, Wahoo Seneca. You stole his daughter, lied to him to get land from him, lied to him to get food, and broke every treaty you set up with him first. That was the first set of treaties you broke. And I'm sure we're going to find out some more. Yep, soul sister, exactly right. Just, wow. Y'all have to understand that my passion for this is deep-rooted in ignorance, is deep-rooted in people always trying to dumb down the voices of black people trying to sound the alarm. We've always tried to warn everybody. Just like the 2024 election. Case in example. More modern now. 2024, black people sounded the alarm. Trump is a fucking dictator. Trump is going to run this country to the ground again. We got lucky the first time. Oh man, Trump didn't do that the first time he was in office. I remember all the fucking arguments. I remember. I remember. I remember black people told y'all, Trump is going to run this shit to the ground. Trump is going to, hey, he going to run the economy into the ground. They're going to steal money from us and give it to the rich folks. Put Kamala Harris out in front. She came out to Beyonce. Freedom, freedom, I can't lose. Freedom, I can't lose. She came out to everyone, telling everybody her specific fucking play, what she was going to do as president. Everybody heard it. She had fucking thousands upon thousands, tens of thousands of people in her fucking campaign stumps. She had thousands of people there. And what did you fuckers do? Flip the middle finger to that black woman and say we were voting for a criminal instead. And then complaining about him fucking you out of your farm. Y'all will be the same one. Y'all will be the same one. Y'all will be the same one to tell me, oh, vote Republican. Get off the Democrat plantation. Get off the Democrat plantation. Then when you look statistically and look at data and shit, you see that Republican states, Republican-led states, are the fucking bottom of the bottom in everything. But the number one in fucking crime. The number one in violence. The number one in domestic violence. The number one in child rape. The number one in child porn. The number one in all things bad, maternal death rates. They're higher in every other aspect where it counts at. Education, healthcare, livelihood, all that shit. Jobs, all that. The whole nine. They're trashing every last fucking one of them. But you want me to get off the Democrat plantation where these motherfuckers in California got the economy of a fucking country. They got the fourth largest economy in the world. And you telling me that Governor Gavin Newsom is a fuck up. But Mike Johnson, his state is fucking gold. They're winning. That's who we should model ourselves after. Y'all motherfuckers are the most backwardest motherfuckers I've seen in my life, bro. Them motherfuckers are the most useless motherfuckers. That, like, having a brain. You would think having a brain would bring common sense, right? You would think that. I used to think that, to be honest with you. I did. I used to think that. I used to think that. I did. I used to think that. Right, Sheldon. Doing something over and over and over with the expectation of different results is the definition of American. None of this shit has ever been normal, Christina. This shit has never been normal. If y'all can't see the sad reality of what I'm trying to teach you, then I got news for you. If you come here to argue, that's number one. If you come here to argue, to tell me how you feel that I'm racist for telling you that, hey, that history, this lullaby they sung you to sleep with, told you how perfect the white people came over, the white settlers who came over here and stole land from the native people who lived here first, how they ravaged the land and killed them off and stole their shit and renamed it. Then had the audacity to tell Mexicans to go back to Mexico when you stole Mexico from them. You have the nerve to tell Mexicans to speak English when you stole their native land where their native tongue is Spanish. The last 10 fucking recessions, out of 10 of them, 9 of them were committed by Republican presidents. Yep, so sister, exactly right. The U.S. overthrew the Queen of Hawaii to steal her sugarcane-rich territory for its own monetary gain. '21st century suffragettes in the building. Salute to y'all with a dub, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, Trill Will, LDBC or nothing, bringing the money back. See you soon. Yes. Yes. Salute to y'all. My brother Detroit in the super chat, he said, Trill, they need the remedial rainbow lord. I'm trying to teach the people. I want to teach. I'm imploring y'all. Please go on Amazon. Please. Black, white, Chinese, I don't give a fuck. Go get this book. We can read and learn together. Get this book. Get it. Diane, salute to you, Queen. Please go get this book. That's why you got the motherfuckers in a tizzy today. They mad as fuck. I don't care. I love you enough to tell you I don't give a fuck about you being mad at me. I don't care. I want you to learn. Learn. Hey, you LDBC, ain't you? Sheldon, ain't Ace Jones LDBC? I could have sworn you were LDBC. Hold on, let me look. Hold on. Hold on, man. Ace, I know I done seen you somewhere before, bro. I know I've seen you somewhere before. I know I've seen you somewhere before. I know I've seen you somewhere before, dog. I know I've seen you somewhere before. I could have sworn I seen you on General's page. I could have sworn. I could have sworn, Ace. Yeah. Yeah, I thought, I know I ain't tripping then, Sheldon. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. I know I seen that name somewhere before. I know I seen it. There you go, Ace. Salute to you, homie. I'm here to teach. I'm not here to be catering to your feelings. I want everybody to learn. I want everybody to learn. This is American history. This is real American history. This ain't that whitewash bullshit just curated with a bunch of fucking lies. I want you to read this. Because trust me, we just on chapter 1. We're just on chapter 1. Tomorrow we're covering chapter 2. Ah, cool, Detroit. That's one place I want to go see. I want to go to the Smithsonian too, before Trump tears that shit down. I want people. I want everybody in here. I want y'all to understand something. I want y'all to understand me. This is where my patience is. If y'all can see that space in between my fingers, that's where my patience is. That means I have none left. And coincidentally, I'm out of fucks to give. I am strategically out of fucks to give. I have none left to give. None. Zero. Zilch. I have none left to give. I am flat broke when it comes to kissing ass and fuck out of here. I don't care. I do not care. I don't care. Don't give a fuck. I don't. I'm here to tell the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it is. Hence my name. My name is Trill. Trill means I stand on business. Even though everybody may say, oh man, Will, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that, man. You shouldn't do that, man. Nah, that's wrong, man. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Nah, homie. Nah. I ain't got time. I don't have time. I don't have time. We don't have time. Look at where we are right now in America. Look at where we are. Look at where we are. Look at what time. 5 eggs. How you doing? Look. Just look. Look at us. Do it look like we got time to bullshit around, bro? Does it look like we got time? Jesus Christ, bananas. Boy. 62 to 14, 56 to 9, 72 to 17. Sheesh. This boy, my God today. My God today. My God today. Ooh. Wow. 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 I often have to ask myself that question sometimes. I got to be quiet sometimes. And sometimes y'all see me staring off into space. I'll be like, man, you know what? Oh, man. So, sister, you keep dropping bombs over Baghdad in here, man. His boy. Like, once you, like I told y'all before, when I first started doing this shit and I started researching history and more history and more history and more history and more history, and I start seeing just how influential black people were to the building of the United States, for the United States becoming what it was, and I see how racist people, how the racist media, how racist presidents, how racist legislation, Supreme Courts, I see how all this shit tried its best to bury all that shit under the rubble of white lies and white superiority. I see that shit. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you wanted us to feel low on ourselves for forever. Y'all wanted us to think we wasn't shit but criminals. Hypersexualized. We wasn't good for nothing. You deserve the slop you gave. You got. You deserve for your land to be stolen, or you to be stolen from your land. We don't owe you nothing. You had a black president. That's reparations. That's what motherfuckers would tell me. You had a black president. That's your reparations. No, the fuck it ain't. He was the president of all people. Black reparations is for exactly that. Black people. And the moment y'all get that through y'all head, I had a racist motherfucker on Facebook tell me that shit. You had President Obama. You got a black president. That's your reparations. If it wasn't for black bodies, this country would not have survived. There wouldn't be no United States of America. If it wasn't for them, Aguilar and them going over and stealing some fucking slaves from the Batista the San Juan Batista from the Spaniards, there wouldn't be no United States of America. Period. That is a undisputed fucking fact. Man, Carpe Diem, who you telling, bro? Who you telling, bro? I am the same way. I am the same way, dog. I'm the same. I ask God all the time, like, why in the world did you put us in a planet where a bunch of idiots who think they're of themselves as gods, but without the assistance of other people they deem as less than human, without those said people showing them how to farm, showing them how to ranch, showing them how to herd cattle, showing them how to catch wild horses, showing them how to harvest crops, showing them how to make money for them, showing them how to season food, how to refrigerate food, how to keep food for long storage, how to wash their bodies, how to build fucking modernized fucking sewage systems. Pretty much every aspect of American culture came from us. And I keep asking God, like, God, our people are suffered enough. When do we get our just due? We're tired of being treated less than human. We're tired of being looked at as less than because of our skin color, something you blessed us with. We're tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of looking at people like Pete Hegseth or Robert F. Kennedy Jr. or fucking Linda McMahon or Donald Trump or J.D. Vance or Stephen Miller or Kristi Noem or Caroline Leavitt or any of these dumb fucks in office. I'm tired of looking at these mediocre dumb fucks fuck this country up, throw us in wars that takes us generations to get out, billions of bodies that they don't give a fuck about, that they stealing fucking shit from. I am tired. Tia, how you doing, Queen? The resident knowledge dropper. I hate it. I'm tired. That's what real black fatigue feels like. You having to live in a world that was created in a world of delusion that have no realm in fact whatsoever. And you have people that are so bloodthirsty to believe that said lie, they're willing to kill you for it. That right there in itself is black fatigue. Not this watered down bullshit that they out here saying. Oh, I'm just tired of black people. That's white fatigue, black fatigue. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of y'all being black. I'm tired of having to share. Well, you stole it. You stole everything. Stole the land you worship so much that you're so proud of. You stole it. It's called shadow banning, Shelton. It's like they do me all the time. The U.S. history is diabolical. Read up on the Osage tribe. At one time was the richest tribe in the world. And guess who infiltrated the tribe and stole their fortune? Yep, white people. Facts again. Facts again. Facts again. Motherfuckers over here trying to steal black terms. Black fatigue. That means I'm tired of ghetto black people. No, it's not. No, do I like ghetto black people? No, they get on my nerves. They still my people. When y'all gonna address those ghetto ass white folks? The meth heads. When y'all gonna address them? Cause y'all sure do got a lot of time to be worrying about what we got going on in our community. We ain't gonna address your people. We ain't gonna tell the truth about your history. The real truth, not the watered down version of how you fought a war to own black bodies, cause black bodies was the source of your wealth. As evident as it is now. Oh man, Diana, that's what I was gonna talk about tomorrow. I watch Spike Lee's documentary of Katrina. And let's just say this. Wow. Case in point, Diane, you remember the part where they said white men were out here shooting at black folks and laughing about it? Said it was like shooting spring pheasants. Y'all remember that part? Right, Shelton. Just like woke. How these fucking goofballs have taken the term woke. They took the term woke and they turned it woke into anything but what black people meant it to be. An awakening to what government was doing to you, fucking you over every chance they get. See, the moment when poor white people get the point that they're being treated just the same as those black people they look their nose down at, but the only difference between us and them is they get patted on the head and told them they're better than us. You take away that difference. You take away that difference. You take away that. And herein lies your problem. Herein lies your problem. Right there. Oh, I can't 5 eggs. I can't bring her in. I gotta rent you up too. Yeah, I can't bring her in here. I'm on YouTube mobile. The only way I could do that is I have to send out an actual link. I have to send out an actual link. Like I have to make this where I can share it, and then I can share it that way. It's different. I have to do them this way because I can't do them the other way that I normally would do them, which is use StreamYard or another platform where I can have a whole panel and we can all talk. But I can't do that. But, you know. Yep, Tia, that is true. Yeah, Shelton. Now woke is the LGBTQIA plus and minus attract and minus sign. Nah, you got one. That's crazy. You see how they just take shit, terms of endearment for black folks, and just pervert it, whitewash it, and make it lame as fuck? So they attach woke to pretty much anything. They attack like Run to Satan goes his stupid ass to Florida. It says this is where woke goes to die. So he wants a bunch of sheep so that he can control and do whatever he wants, like steal $10 million from Medicare funding from their estate and nobody asks a question about it. That's what being sleep is. That's what being anti-woke is. Or like Trump making $5 billion in less than 8 months in the White House. Rick Scott stole millions of dollars from Medicaid. Now he's a senator. Shelton, they my guess is they want to say it because black people look cool saying it. And they want to be included with us. Anything that has to do with black culture, black us, black anything, they want to be included. But anyways, I gotta get off here because I want to watch the rest of this Alabama game because they're on right now. It looks like the score is 28-0 right now. But yeah, black fatigue. But here we are. Here we are. But yeah, I'm gonna get off, watch some football, enjoy myself. But I'll be back on tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all here, so we can talk about this crusty orange fucking office. See, the whole goal of this channel is for everybody to learn something from each other. For you to learn from me. For me to learn from you. But most importantly, I want y'all to learn real fucking history. And I know this book is probably going to bring me to tears in some chapter. I already know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. But this is the reason why at the beginning of my show, I thank y'all for your donations, because y'all allow me to do stuff like this. And this stuff helps me teach. And teaching is the most important job I have here. Because so many of us are misinformed, and it's by design to be misinformed. Hey, Christina, matter of fact, I'll show you where to get it. I'll show you exactly where to get it. There you go, Christina. Right here. Go to Amazon. It's the hardcover. It was wrote September 19th, 2023. It's a #1 bestseller. Ah, Purple Groovy Sister. Okay, let me rent you up. Let me rent you up, Soul Sister. I enjoyed you too, dropping all that knowledge on here. I definitely enjoyed you. Please don't be a stranger. And tell Purple Groovy to come on back too. I ain't seen her in a minute. Yeah. Or you can go to a local bookstore. It's the New York Times bestseller, the NAACP Image Award nominee, and tops Amazon's top 20 history books of 2023. This book is hilarious, but it's breathtaking. May you what, Kev? Yeah, go find this book. Whatever y'all do, I want as many as y'all to get this book. Hey, Shelton, you ain't got to read it. You get the audio version. I bought that too. Get the audio version. I got that too. So when I'm at work and I can't have a book in my hand, I can listen to it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Hey, salute to both of y'all. Sure, you better get timed out. Yep, you can show how to get it on Kindle. Yeah, because it actually has a button on Amazon where you can hit the audio book. It's like $25.19. And you can put it in your library. I think I might go back, and you can get it on Kindle $13.99. Yeah. I see what Chicago did too. I'm gonna talk about all that tomorrow. I wanted this to be strictly about this. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna set aside a time because tomorrow I'm talking about Trump. I'm gonna wait to get back on this book sometime next week. So just know when y'all see Reading Rainbow, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. This book. Y'all tell me. Ooh-wee. Yeah, I'm going to say this till tomorrow. Oh, boy. I'm going to say that for tomorrow. I'm going to say that for tomorrow. The Rose Garden Club. Wow. Wow. Sheesh. Anyways, salute to all y'all. Shout out to everybody in the super chat. Everybody that smashed the like button. Thank all y'all for coming through and chilling with your boy. Be back tomorrow. All right? I know if it ain't true, it ain't me. I am the LDBC.